T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to an impromptu culture shock here. This was kind of a last minute thing, so we apologize for not doing the proper plugging. Got about a total of 14 minutes to plug this.
Yes.
We do what we want.
We do what we want. Yeah, so I don't know why the viewers aren't here. Like, guys, we gave this 14 minutes. Like,
God. Plenty of time.
and who needs more notice than that? Yeah, so guys, we just had a fun idea, especially for Corey and I. You know, we had a rough weekend. We won't talk about it, but
playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs?
So at least for Corey and I, Mike had a great week, but Corey and I, you know, we wanted to do something to lighten our spirits a little bit.
Screw you, your college team won.
Mine was rough too because of your sleepers, I only went 5-1 with my predictions in the wild card round instead of 6-0. Okay,
you went with the Steelers.
Oh no,
classic mistake. Tim, our good buddy Timmy Turner. First one in, last one out. Tim, you are now Timmy Turner for this entire live stream.
I apologize, everyone. I look like a ghost because it's so bright outside. Normally, when we do these, it's at nighttime.
Yes. True. All right, guys. So you probably saw by the title if you clicked on. So we're going to be talking about some 90s, some early 2000s cartoons, some of the stuff that we grew up with. Just as a disclaimer here, I'll show you guys some of the choices we have. We don't have everything here because we are on a limited time. We didn't include some more of the adult themed like South Park, Family Guy, Futurama. We don't have
shows list on those someday.
That's a whole other thing. Oh, yeah. And those would probably all be near the goated category. But please don't do that. Tim, are you not a Fairly Odd Parents guy? You bet. All right, let us know your thoughts on Fairly Odd Parents. We'll talk about it. Okay, guys. So just
I think it's
neat.
I think I know why.
Oh, okay. So all right, here, guys. Let me. Is that showing up pretty good for you guys, or should I can try to zoom in a little bit more?
That's pretty good to me.
Okay. All right, guys.
I'm gonna just throw it out there real quick. We have those ones down there under didn't watch. Yeah. The only ones on there, the only one on there that I did actually see a little bit of, but I don't know enough to talk about, is was a Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends or Imaginary People, one or the other.
Yeah, something like that. Foster the People.
I've seen a couple episodes, but nothing to talk about. So I apologize if you're a really big fan of that show.
Tim, I'll tell you what, since you're our special, lovely patron, if you've seen Foster's Home for Imaginary People and you really love it or you don't, you give us a ranking, Tim. We'll put it there. And to read those off real quick, so we have Goated. Actually, you know what? Live on stream, I'm going to create a new row above Goated.
Oh,
you ready for this?
Called
New is always better. Oh, look, it's even yellow.
Appropriately, it's yellow. All right, guys. So our category is SpongeBob, Goated, great, good, meh, and kind of bad. And then these, of course, are the ones that we're not familiar with enough to talk about. For the record, this is just like a Lilo and Stitch show. It's not the movie.
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I love the movie.
It's great.
Oh no! And guys,
Hannah means family.
That's it. You do. I always forget you do a really good Stitch.
Family means no one gets left behind.
Oh shit, we're not a family. I'm leaving you fuckers in the dark.
All right, guys. So these are some of our. Yeah, I can kind of see it on my screen here with the screen share. So these are some of the things we put on there. Scooby-Doo, obviously, we all know it's not a 90s show originally, but there was a 90s resurgence of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, so I mean, who wasn't a millennial at our age and like who didn't watch Scooby-Doo? Let's be real.
Absolutely.
Looking at that list now, it's kind of amazing how many cartoons we watched. Like you don't really think about it as a cluster of cartoons, but holy cow.
That's a lot.
Okay, this is how I watch
that's fair.
Foster's.
Yeah,
It's-
it was a fun show. I remember it being fun, but I don't remember being like, oh my god, I love this show.
Yeah.
Well, since Tim has no strong opinion, we're just going to keep it as didn't watch. Okay, so we're going to try to, guys, this isn't going to be our normal 3-hour live stream. One of us
Yes, it
does
is.
have a time crunch here, so a lot of these we're going to fly through that we don't have as many thoughts on. But you guys just want me to close my eyes and grab a random one? We'll start there, or how do you want to do it?
Do it.
All right,
Yeah,
ready?
Just do it.
I'm probably going to click X out, ruin the whole live stream. This might be a bad. Let me zoom in a little more so I don't click anything weird. Oh, there we go. This should be good. All right, ready? Boom.
Hey.
All right.
Power. We're going to put this to the front of the line so people know what we're talking about. Guys, this is not our rating for Powerpuff Girls. I'm just putting it on the list. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
first
fair.
up,
In the middle.
what a good strong first pick, Powerpuff Girls. Guys, growing up, what were your thoughts on Powerpuff Girls? Did you love it as much as I did? Do you remember the iconic Rowdy Rough Boys eating burritos and farting?
Hell yeah.
That I don't remember.
They were made
No.
with something snails and puppy dog tails. What were they made?
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
they
it's
were the
cyanide.
were they like
Sorry.
they were the opposite of the Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the Rowdy
I
Rough
don't
Boys.
remember that. I don't remember that at all. My apologies.
Favorite villain, Powerpuff Girls.
Oh god, mine's Mojo. Yep, mine's Mojo Jojo.
Yeah. I think the childhood ruined kind of character is it him?
Him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
him.
That he was so fucking creepy. But he's kind of controversial nowadays because I think him was supposed to be like a cross-dresser.
Oh,
Yeah.
Back then that was like kind of risky to put in a cartoon. Now, I mean, it's accepted and everybody's okay with it.
Yeah.
But in the 90s or early 2000s, that was pretty
Yeah.
risky.
He even taught like his voice was creepy.
Yeah. Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
And I personally think the person who created him, I don't think that was supposed to be like a let's get this out there and make cross dressers more known. I think that was more of a like let's make people scared of them, which is kind of rough.
whoa.
Other than that, I think the show was pretty wholesome.
Okay. Tim says if Mojo Jojo isn't your favorite Powerpuff Girls villain, you're lying. I am Mojo Jojo.
I mean, is a monkey with a
Yeah,
brain thing,
The brain on his head.
and then like a thing to
Yeah.
cover the brain.
I mean, what else do you need?
Is Mojo Jojo?
And a green cape. He was badass.
I mean, yeah. Guys, Mojo Jojo was just seriously misunderstood.
There we go.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls was it was a banger, man. I really like Powerpuff Girls.
It was a great show.
Yeah, I thought it was just consistent throughout the whole run. I think a lot of things about these cartoons you forget is you think they went forever, but a lot of them you look back and they were only like
Yeah.
1 or 2 seasons. Like, I don't know how long Powerpuff Girls went, but I felt like it was pretty consistent throughout. I don't feel like there was a drop in quality.
I think it was like 4 or 5 seasons.
Did it go a little bit longer?
I think.
From 1998 to 2005. That's actually a pretty long run.
Wow, that's 7 years.
Yeah, that's a pretty long run for a cartoon.
Yeah, it's Powerpuff Girls.
Did you ever see the fan theory correlation between Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls?
Yes, I did.
No, what is it?
In Samurai Jack, you can see billboards that were in Townsville. Or not
Townsville.
It is Townsville, yeah. You can see billboards all dilapidated and growing moss on them that were in the background of Townsville. You can see Townsville at one point when Samurai Jack is hiking, and Samurai Jack is he looks a lot like the professor that made them.
Oh yeah.
He's
I can
very
see
close.
that. Yeah.
There's a theory that he is Samurai Jack. He becomes Samurai Jack.
So just
Man theory so much.
Yeah, you'd have to look into it because it's actually a really good one.
That's just a theory.
just to give you oh, God.
Miss you, buddy.
Just to give you an idea, the Powerpuff Girls ran for 6 seasons and had 79 episodes. So
Damn, that's a long run for cartoons of that age.
I was gonna say 79 episodes is more than I thought.
See, Mike, you know who Matt Pat is, right? You knew just from my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Corey's never heard of him. I can't believe that.
I don't know how. I've never heard of him.
And Corey, he does game theories. You'd love him. He does like video
I'm
game
sure I
theories.
would.
He does food theories. He does movie theories.
But just to throw out 2 names that were very prevalent in the
Thank you.
voiceover community, both Elizabeth Daily and Tara Strong are voice actors in this
I know.
show.
Tara Strong's always a voice in something.
Yep. Actually, it was Elizabeth Daily got Tara Strong to join the Rugrats cast, so it's not a coincidence that they seem to do a lot of projects together.
And by the way, do you guys also know Mojo Jojo? Do you know his voice?
Roger Jackson.
His voice is Roger Jackson, who does Ghostface. Hello, Sydney.
Wow. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. What's your favorite scary movie? That's Mojo Jojo. Corey, next time you watch Scream, try to think of Ghostface as Mojo Jojo chasing people around.
I'm already thinking about it.
Yes, thank you, Tim.
That just makes Scream even better.
I have to do one more because I love Matt Pat so much. It's not just a theory; it's a game theory.
God, blessed.
Hey, he's retiring. Okay, I'm gonna give him a bunch of love. All right, guys. So Powerpuff Girls overall, I think it's a banger. But keep in mind we have a lot of choices here, and we can't put everything in Goated or SpongeBob.
we can.
I mean, we can technically. We did put a lot of shows we love, so I guess in that regard, we could put a lot of these.
There's one specifically going in SpongeBob that's not SpongeBob, and you guys will not change my mind. We'll get there.
Love it. I love it.
I bet I already know what it is, and I'm probably going to agree with you.
I love a category when it's like it's like a specific like SpongeBob, and it's not that show.
It'd be really funny and really just stupid if we don't even put SpongeBob in SpongeBob.
Oh wait, here I don't think we're going to put anything in this category, but let's do this one for Charlie for Moist Critical. Hold on a second, because he does it with every.
You did two new ones.
Here we go. Ready? James Corden. He always does that as like the worst of the worst, for a good reason. So yeah. So guys, what do we think? We have to come to a somewhat agreement.
To me, it's a toss. It's a toss between great and goated.
I think it was great. I wouldn't quite I wouldn't go back probably and watch it too much now.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm judging my goated on. If I'd go back and watch it now, I have fond memories of Powerpuff Girls. I don't know if I'd ever sit down and watch a marathon of Powerpuff Girls though.
All right, guys, don't come at us. But Powerpuff Girls, I think we're agreeing on great. Hey, and great's great. You know, we're not shitting on Powerpuff Girls. We love them.
Great is great. Thank you, John Madden.
All right, guys. Well, let's stick along the same theme here of girl power. Bam. We'll grab Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon.
Now, Sailor Moon was always the pre-Dragon Ball Z show when we were kids.
It was.
DBZ was the one that we were waiting for secretly, but because we got home in a time slot where we could watch Sailor Moon before Dragon Ball Z, Corey and I kind of fell in love with Sailor Moon as well.
Yeah.
And
boy, do I love Sailor Jupiter.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I turned that on to Tsunami, and then I saw Sailor Moon. I turned that shit right back off. I was not a Sailor Moon fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, Tim I love Sailor Moon.
Tim says, I vote great. Agreed, Tim. Good start. He votes great for Powerpuff Girls. Okay, so Mike doesn't like Sailor Moon, so he's sexist.
I love Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's true. Damn it. My own logic spat back in my face. Corey,
I think Sailor Moon had one of the coolest, it almost had a RPG anime style, the way they transformed into their suits.
Absolutely.
It was really cool.
It felt very like Persona, kind of.
Yeah,
I did like that. And if you're familiar with a lot of the, there's a new Superman cartoon that's out. When he changes from Clark Kent into Superman, it's very influenced by Sailor Moon.
Is it really?
Yeah.
He puts on like a little short skirt.
No, just the transformation from Clark Kent to Superman is very Sailor Moon-esque.
Tim says, can't say I was ever really super into Sailor Moon, but I dig the concept, just wasn't my show. Totally get it. I think like the hyper stylistic thing is what really worked for me.
Yeah.
The transformations were cool. Corey, we're always a sucker for like the, Breath of Fire, the Legend of Dragoon, like transforming. I mean, they didn't turn into fucking dragons, but
it's still pretty cool.
I always like a good transformation in a show, it's like the Power Rangers kind of effect. So that was always cool.
It's what Schumacher was going for in his Batman movies, but he couldn't do like fantastical stuff because he didn't have powers.
Yeah.
So he just did a montage of bat nipples.
I thought the style, I agree with Tim in the sense that I thought the style was really cool, and that's what sticks with me.
Yeah.
Story-wise, it's my own fault because I haven't seen the show in probably 20 years. Story-wise, I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember it being anything special. Like, I don't remember it pulling at my heartstrings. I just remember like being enamored watching it. Like the show,
Yeah.
Visually looks awesome.
Plus, their merch is really cool. I'd buy some Sailor Moon shit and hang it up.
Thank you, Tim.
mean,
That's
go with this
100% true. Would have been cooler with dragons. Everything's cooler with dragons.
I do not disagree.
Especially if you get to fight them in video games.
Tim, if
No.
Sailor Moon had dragons, it would go up a tier for me.
You guys are speaking my language right now.
Now you speak in my language. Who can name that tiny little obscure movie reference I made? Corey probably knows it. All right, so yeah, Sailor Moon, guys. Listen, don't get mad at us here, but I'm not going to put it in the top levels.
I'm gonna
I
say
would
it's
s-
good.
I would say
even
good.
as a non-fan, I
good.
would say it was a good. I mean, it has a very big cult following. I wouldn't even say cult following. Like it's got a huge fan base.
Oh, for sure.
It had obviously was a good anime. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yes, and guys, we put Sailor Moon on here, but we did not put Dragon Ball Z on here because DBZ we did first of all, we've done a whole episode about we would talk about too long and it would go above SpongeBob.
Yeah, there'd
Well,
be
maybe,
there'd be a DBZ tier, then there'd be like
Yes,
and then
it
you have to
would
make
get
it
out of hand.
And then you have to make a tier for everything.
For me, there are animated shows that go above like what these are for me.
Although
Yeah, and like Ozzy
Future-
once said, like Ozzy once said, no more tiers.
Yeah, exactly.
future idea, we would love, I think, to do a tier list of like Dragon Ball Z characters.
Oh,
We
We'll
should
get-
do that sometime.
we'll get down the pipeline where we'll do like DBZ characters and DBZ character.
God, if
Make-
you try to do
our-
a tier list for episodes, Jesus.
Jeez. You know, there's crazy people on YouTube. Dude. I know there's countless accounts that have probably ranked every episode of like
Oh,
Dragon
yeah.
Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT.
My
I
favorite episode is that one where Goku goes, "Ah!"
So all of them got it.
But the specific way Corey did that, I think that
That's
was during
true.
the Vegeta fight. Right,
Are
Corey?
you sure? I don't know, that sounds more like the Cell arc to me.
Just pulling it from my ass. I have no idea what episode that's from.
That we could do a tier list on sagas.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z
Oh, yeah.
sagas, that'd be good. All right, guys, so we're gonna land Sailor Moon good. I'm sorry, don't come at us in the comments. We still like it.
Yeah, bring it. No,
Yeah.
All right.
come at us. Add us.
So okay, so let's go back to the old, most efficient system on the internet. Close the ads. Wait, let me make sure I'm in the right area. I'm not gonna close. This is such a dangerous system. All right, ready? Grab this one. Animaniacs.
Oh.
Oh, we never
Uh,
watched it before.
Yeah, haven't seen it. Actually, I haven't seen Animaniacs.
We're talking about that. Get that the fuck out of Matt
Animaniacs.
right now. I don't like where that's
Uh,
sitting.
Tim says DBZ Cell Saga is GOAT. It would
I
be hard to
mean-
disagree with that.
It's my favorite only because of Gohan.
And that's where they should have ended the show. Unpopular
Also-
opinion.
Or at
also
least go
agree.
on.
Or they should have continued to make Gohan a badass if they were going to continue the show. Dumbasses.
They did. He was a great stay man. All right, guys, Animaniacs. Animaniacs was my shit growing up. It also, not only was Animaniacs a great show, it spawned off a bunch of great spin-offs. You had Pinky and the Brain,
Yeah.
and then you had great video games at the time. Corey, what the hell was that really fun Animaniacs? It was like you played mini games. It was almost like a Mario Party.
Yeah, I can't remember what that
yeah.
was called.
That was like on a
Oh.
Game Boy system, but it was
It
so
was like
fun.
Wacky's Wheel of something.
And Max was like the villain, the rich kid.
Yeah.
That game was, yeah. So Animaniacs had a bunch of spin-off projects too that were really fun. Animaniacs have to be at least great, and even that feels disrespectful.
There was just a Super Nintendo game called Animaniacs.
No,
yeah,
it was like
it was on the
Max,
Genesis
it was
as
like
well.
Max's wacky something. I think Max's name was in it because he was like the villain.
Da, 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 da. I'm not coming up with anything right off.
Yeah,
the
that's
bat,
fine.
so
That's fine.
continue.
As you guys all know, famously, Mike's not the greatest research department.
Well, on the fly like that to try to find something that fucking.
Mike's like, is it?
that's
Citizen
why we.
Kane?
That's why we make Mike our research department.
It adds to the joke. Yeah,
Um,
Animaniacs was a lot of fun though. Goofy as hell. Definitely felt like a spiritual successor to Looney Tunes in a way.
yeah,
s-
I agree with that.
You saw a lot of that type of influence there.
It's very Bugs Bunny like.
Very Bugs Bunny like. Absolutely loved. What was it? Yakko, Wacko, and Dot.
Yep.
So some of the goats of cartoons are, of course, Wacko was the greatest.
I mean, there's so many adult jokes
Yeah.
that you didn't catch as a kid.
Yeah.
like the
Fingerprints.
Yep, looking for fingerprints, and
She comes back with prints. No. Fingerprints. She looks at him. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, she's carrying prints.
Yeah.
Hello, nurse.
Oh yeah. Hello, nurse.
you remember
There was a game, Animaniacs 10 Pen Alley. I forgot about that. We had that.
Oh, I
too.
remember that.
But the two, it might be Animaniacs: The Great Edgar Hunt,
That was
and
for
Animaniacs:
GameCube.
A Gigantic Adventure.
Damn it! What was?
Other
Doesn't
than
sound like
that,
any
I
of
don't-
those.
Yeah.
But yeah, but there was all the other. Speaking of the spinoffs, there was the pigeons too. You remember the fucking
pigeons?
I don't remember their names, but they were so stupid.
The Gangster Pigeons.
It wasn't Animaniacs also the originator of Good Idea, Bad Idea.
It was the
Yeah.
mime. Yeah.
Yeah, just so for the fact that Animaniacs itself was like so hysterical and it spun off so many other things that we remember from our childhood, that has to get it bonus points.
I still, to this day, will say, "Okay, lady, I love you. Bye bye."
Yeah, the little girl with the dog.
Yep.
Even
I told you to call me mom. Okay, lady, I love you. Bye bye.
Oh my
Even,
god, you just put that back in my head. That's great.
even like they reimagined or they reintroduced the Animaniacs to a newer, younger generation. Those ones are funny and good. So
And this is why we have Tim here, the good feathers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those were the pigeons.
yeah,
I mean,
like,
I
I've watched some of the newer episodes with the boys, and those are
Oh, yeah.
almost just as funny.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Oh, they're good.
Okay. Yeah, Animaniacs to me deserves to be pretty high on this list. It's just the goofy ass comedy that really worked for me as a kid, and probably influenced some of my sense of humor growing up,
oh,
being
for
so
sure.
weird and
Yeah,
random.
yeah.
And what do you guys think? I think it has to
for
go above
me,
Sailor Moon. It
I'm
has to go-
Animaniacs.
I'm saying they're goaded. I feel like that-
Animaniacs is a show I have personally gone back and watched multiple times in my adulthood. I'd
Okay.
goat it for sure.
Okay, I would do top of great, bottom of goated. So we're gonna go goated. Okay, guys. So let's keep moving along since we don't have a ton of time here.
We have all the time in the world.
Well, maybe you and I do.
That's true.
Boom. Dexter's
Oh,
Lab.
Hell yes.
Oh my god. And
That
guys, by
cannot
the way,
stay there either.
we did set this tier list up intentionally that a lot of these are shows we love. So a lot of these are going to be pretty high.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yes, and guys, in Dexter's Lab, don't unsubscribe. Dexter's Lab is not in meh. We have to put it somewhere, okay? You have
Yeah.
to put it somewhere so people know we're talking about it.
Dexter is the original young Sheldon.
If
gonna
this
tell
makes
you
you
right now-
happier, I'll put it right there.
I'm gonna tell you right
For
now.
now.
Out of all these ones we're gonna talk about, Dexter's Laboratory is probably the one I watched the most.
Guys,
Oh, it's
what
up
would
there,
you
yeah.
say if I said omelette du fromage?
That's literally what Tim just posted in the chat.
Rob Paulson is an absolute legend, and omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage.
Yeah. Did you eat it? Wait a minute.
Yeah, Dexter's Lab to me was like just a good mix of like, it was fun as a kid, but it also Dexter's Lab kind of did that sneaky thing where it kind of taught kids some stuff, but it still made it fun.
Yeah.
Dexter's Lab was kind of in certain ways, it was a smart cartoon at moments.
Yeah.
Also, at other times, it was very dumb, and it played into that it spawned what was it? I always forget his name. The Incredible Crunk, or like that.
Oh,
Remember the knockoff
uh,
Avengers.
man, what was their name? It was Krunk and
There was the dude with Valhalla with the flying V
the
guitar,
Viking guy.
and there was
What was their
a
name?
rip-off Captain America.
The Justice Friends.
The Justice Friends.
Um,
Yeah,
I
so
forgot all
Dex-
about that.
The Justice
yeah,
Friends.
you got Major Glory,
was
Valhalla, the Infragable Crunk. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
There was also White Tiger, Living Bullet, Sam R.I., Fantone, Ratman. There's a lot
See,
of them.
guys,
Holy
this is
shit.
the cinematic universe we need, right?
This
Yeah.
see the research department worked that time.
It did, good job, Mike.
Yeah.
This one's for Mike.
There
There you go, Mike.
I forgot about them. Oh my god! And now I'm like literally looking at a picture of them, and all these memories just came rushing in.
Corey has an older brother, and well, Matt, Mike's older brother. I'm sure at times they had a feeling of probably being in Dexter's shoes. Mike and I were Dee Dee just coming in and fucking everything up. They're older,
Except in their case, it was their older sister.
yeah. Because Mike, how many years are between you and Matt?
Same between you two, I think. About it's a 3.5.
Yeah, see, so it's almost perfect.
Exactly the same.
So
yeah.
so it's exactly that age range where like you had certain things you could talk about, like certain common things, but
Yeah.
also, they're older, they're trying to do their thing. They don't want their
Yeah.
little annoying sibling
Yeah.
being around all the time. And we come in and be like, hey, what are you doing? Start
My-
throwing shit on.
My brother and I didn't really ever get close until he was like a senior in high school.
Yeah. Gold Star Mike.
Yay!
Gold Star. But yeah, Dexter's Lab is really good. This is one of those show. The 90s 2000s shows did so good with like the funny parent characters.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
You had Cow and Chicken that they only showed their bottom halves. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And they were always leaning forward.
Why was that a thing in the bottom half? Like Powerpuff Girls did that, only showing their legs.
Well,
You know what I mean?
because Cow and Chicken and the Powerpuff Girls were so fucking short.
I think
Maybe.
that might have been also like inspired by Charlie Brown. They used to do that.
Oh,
You only saw the legs, and
Or they
usually
just
couldn't even hear them.
or they just didn't want to animate the top half.
That's true. It was probably easier.
So you're
yeah.
saying it was laziness?
There is doom and
Maybe.
boom when things go boom in Dexter's Lab. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds about right.
There was gloom and boom gloom and doom while things go boom in Dexter's Lab.
Mike, anything you want to add? Nice. And that is called comedy. Yeah, Dexter's Lab. I mean, I had a lot of fun with. Also, it's kind of a nostalgia thing, right, Corey? Because that was a show we watched a lot with Grandma before we went to school.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like
nice.
we would split time. We would always sit there with Grandma. We'd watch Mama's Family. We loved Mama's Family.
Absolutely.
With Grandpa, I would always watch Gunsmoke. I wanted all the
Oh
smoke.
man.
Sheriff Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then they would watch some of our stuff, and Grandma genuinely enjoyed Dexter's Lab with us.
It's so funny.
So it's
Should
kind of
you-
a
yeah.
so Dexter's Lab is kind of a nostalgia thing, but it's also kind of gives me nightmares because it's the show like right before I was going to the bus stop. So it was my favorite show, but also I'm like, no, when this is over, I have to go.
Ah,
It's seeded in a bad experience afterwards.
But such a great show.
It's so good.
but then you got to go to school and deal with people like me.
What do you guys think though? Bare minimum, it's better than Powerpuff
Well,
Girls.
that puts it lower because you had to deal with Mike.
Nah,
Yeah, I'd have it above Powerpuff Girls. and
So the
Gray.
question
That's why I
is,
have it.
if you guys had to go back with your kids, would you rather watch Dexter's Lab with them or Animaniacs?
Animaniacs, because I feel like I would watch more. I would enjoy more episodes of that in a binge.
me, it would be both, but yeah, I would probably watch Animaniacs first.
So are we okay with Dexter's Lab behind Animaniacs and Goated, or do we want it top of great for now?
I'm good with it still at top of great. Even though it's the one I probably watch the most, it's not my favorite.
Yeah, plus stupid Mandark.
Fucking Mandark.
I will get all of his experiments.
Mandark was like that version. Mandark was like late 90s version of having no rose. Like Dee Dee.
Yeah.
What was like he was in love, like he was obsessed with Dee Dee, right? He was like a weird
Yeah.
stalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mandark was weird.
I
Tim
hate.
says
I
James Arnaz as Matt Dillon. There you go. Gunsmoke.
I hate.
Kid.
I absolutely hate that laugh came back to my memory, and I think I fucking nailed it almost too perfectly. So
Yeah, it
can
was
we move
good.
on?
The Mandark laugh was terrible. Not your impression. I mean, just listening to it.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I hate that it came back. Let's So what's the next cartoon?
Mike has to get this out of his head. All right, here we go. Ready? Random grab. Boom. What'd I get?
Oh,
Nope.
another
Andy.
good one.
Grim Adventures. Now, this one, I'm going to leave to you guys a little bit more. I am not a huge Billy and Mandy guy. Not because I think it's a bad show. It's one of the ones that went by me.
I just love Grimm and the sassiness of Mandy.
Yeah.
I mean, Billy's a fucking moron, but
Yeah, I do know Grim was like, he was the main draw, right?
well, yeah.
Like people loved.
Well, I think a lot of people liked Mandy too because she was just so
Sarcastic.
yeah, she's a very sarcastic character, and Grimm was like he's supposed to be doing this job, and a lot of things always kind of went wrong for him.
Nothing scared her.
So what was? Do you guys remember? Like, what was Grim doing? Like, what was the point of the show? Like, how do they know the Grim Reaper? Do you know that? Like, did he come to Earth to like kill them, or like what?
Did he come to kill Billy in the first episode? Was that what it was?
I honestly don't remember how they ended up.
Oh my god, I don't remember.
Tim said the Grim Reaper having a quasi Jamaican accent is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking it up because the voice actor is his name's Greg Eggles, who played Grim. Yeah, so I don't really know the lore of it. Tim, if you know the lore, if you remember a little better than they do, let us know in the comments. Was Grim Reaper was he there to kill Billy? How did they meet the Grim Reaper?
Did you ever see their parents? Did the Grim Reaper kill their parents and then he had to take care of them?
Okay, so
damn, that's dark.
Billy and Mandy are a mismatched pair of youngsters who befriend the Grim Reaper after winning a limbo contest against him. So that's the reason that they're always together.
Okay.
The Grim Reaper lost. He has to be their friend, and the three go on adventures together. Why he was there, I'm not sure.
You just need to blow off some steam.
Tim says, I honestly don't remember how it started.
I don't either.
I really think he was there to kill one of them.
I love that.
Love that for you.
And I think that's how they got out of it. Is they challenged him to like a limbo contest or something, and they won. So their reward was he's their friend.
So it's kind of like way to start it. So it's kind of like a Devil Went Down to Georgia situation, but with limbo.
Yeah.
I told you once, son of a bitch, I'm the best limboer there's ever been. Billy can bend himself down by his knees.
I mean, Hermes is better than any of them.
That's
true.
Damn, Hermes is a great limboer.
Isn't it great that I've actually seen the entirety of that show now?
What?
Futurama.
Oh, okay.
Do a flip.
In my head, I went to the scene where Michael wanted to limbo on the cruise. So I'm like when Michael Scott wanted to on the booze cruise, he wanted to do. He's like, normally a female does that.
Oh, and you thought I was saying I finally watched the entire show of
That's why I was so confused in my own head. I thought you were talking about The Office. I'm like, well, yeah, duh.
I mean, like we did an episode on that, like the first 12 episodes.
Mike, we reference The Office literally every time we meet, right?
I know. Wait.
So guys, Billy and Mandy, I don't feel good enough to rank. I don't know if you guys do. If you'd rather put this in like a didn't watch kind of thing enough of, or if you guys want to put it somewhere, if you're comfortable putting it anywhere.
I mean, I'm good with leaving it a good.
Okay.
Honestly, like I love it, but I don't think it's better than anything else we've talked about yet.
I've only ever seen random episodes of that, so I don't care where you put it.
Okay, yeah, I have no strong opinion on that one either. That's one we'll just cruise kind of right by. Random. Oh, I didn't grab anything. Did I grab something?
Yep.
Pinky in the Brain.
Pinky in the Brain.
Now this one
is a genius, the other is insane.
Pinky in the Brain. This one will be a little bit quicker with because it is a spin-off show. It didn't really have as much depth, I don't think, not that cartoons have a ton of depth, but Pinky in the Brain really just became a show because of their popularity on Dexter's Lab.
Well, and when they brought, you mean on Animaniacs?
On Animaniacs, yes. That's what I meant.
And when they brought Animaniacs back, this second run through, they kind of split it between Animaniacs and Pinky in the Brain. Like half the show is Animaniacs, the other half the show is Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah. There you go. Tim says a sure Jamaican limbo master, Hermes Conrad.
That's right.
No.
Now, listen, Pinky and the Brain were both great characters. The hijinks were fun. It was almost kind of comical how every episode was pretty much the same setup. Like, what are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do tonight, Pinky? Our brain?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
So I kind of like that Plankton relationship of like them trying to do something and it never works. That's funny.
And, is it weird to me that I think even though Pinky's clearly an idiot,
yeah,
I think he makes smarter decisions than Brain does all the time.
Oh yeah. Brain constantly tries to make his inventions work and they never do. And Pinky's like, is this a good idea? He's kind of the smart one. Street smarts.
Well,
See,
I'll take her and call shock. Pinky's the smart one of Pinky in the
Brain. When they say one is a genius and the other is insane, I'm thinking they're meaning Pinky's a genius and Brain is insane by trying to take over the world.
Pinky doesn't seem insane. He just seems kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So is he the genius?
He's got like that Rain Man thing going on.
That's true. Pinky doesn't seem insane. He just kind of like goes along with it.
They just used it because it rhymed.
Yeah, at the end of the day, maybe we're thinking too much about this. But I mean, it's good.
No.
It's good for what it was. I will say, Pinky and the Brain. I don't really remember any other character in the show. I just remember these two trying to take over the world every night. I had a good amount of fun with it, but you know, it's a spin-off show. It didn't really have the legs that most of these shows had.
Yeah,
You don't have the legs.
nice.
Well, I mean, not on camera, but I do have legs.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you're
Can't
pulling
see
a
them.
you're pulling a reverse cow and chicken. You're only showing the top half.
Yeah, Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
Ice
Oh,
cream, Lieutenant Dan.
Pinky and the Brain, guys. What do we think? I don't feel good enough putting it up here.
Yeah, I think good's about.
Yeah, good's still good. I would put it over Billy and Mandy though.
Yeah, me
I
too.
like it more than that.
You know what, guys? You guys didn't have enough good to say about this. We need something in the meh. I'm putting it there.
That's fine.
Just so
Okay.
people can fight us and be like, how the fuck do you have
Fight
Billy
me.
and Mandy in meh?
Fight me.
And guys,
the
just
fact that I never had like an urge to watch all of that kind of makes it mad for me.
That's
anyway.
true. I never went out of my way to watch it, but when it was on, I didn't turn it off.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
why
just
it's
don't,
mad.
and I just don't remember enough about it. If it was me, I would just put it and didn't watch. So
You didn't.
just so you guys know, Corey and Mike hate Billy and Mandy.
True.
True. All right.
Yes, and
boom. What did I grab?
Recess.
Oh, I didn't even know I put this in here. I'm not a recess person, so this is another one I don't really know about.
Didn't care. I don't
It
like it.
was. I was a huge fan when I was a kid. I feel like you had to be like really young to enjoy Recess when you watched it,
Yeah.
because the older you got, it wasn't as enjoyable.
It's kind of like how
But
we
I-
talked about the Goonies. Like when you watch it as an adult, you don't really enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I didn't watch the Goonies until I was an adult, and I remember being like, meh. It was
And
a movie.
I watch as a kid, and I love the Goonies.
But see, at least with the Goonies, I can still watch it and not hate it.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I watch it as an adult, and I think it's the shittiest movie in the world.
It's
Maybe
not
not the shittiest movie in the world, but it's definitely not as entertaining as people will say it is.
No, it is. But
Anywho.
yeah, Recess, guys. We have some
Um,
shows that we definitely need to talk about, so we'll move past some of these kind of ones.
Yeah, no, just real quick, I just Recess for me, I'd probably put in the mad category. It was fun when I
Yeah.
watched it, but I would never go back and watch it again because it's just I have no desire to.
And that's true, Tim. He says didn't watch a lot of Recess, but a lot of people do seem to. That is one
Yeah.
of those shows
Yeah.
that's looked back on fondly, but I don't know anything about it.
Oh
so-
yeah, I
Me
remember
either.
when I was a kid, when I saw that it was going to be on, I was like super excited and couldn't wait to watch it. But like as an adult, it's not one I would ever be like, "Hey kids, we should watch this. Recess is awesome."
Yeah, this
No.
is literally one of those shows. Like people shared images from it, and they're like, "You don't remember this?" I'm like, "No, what is that?" Like, dude, it's Recess. It's one of the ones that literally, like, it's like I wasn't born during that time because I don't know what the show is.
They were like obsessed with dodgeball in that show. I remember that.
No, that's Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn.
That's where they stole the idea from.
Oh, okay. I like that theory. All right, so
No,
yeah, I'm just gonna
no,
we're just gonna put it.
Adrian was saying they're obsessed, or Mike was saying they're obsessed with the movie Dodgeball. They
Their
watch it a
time
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
All
were
right,
like
well-
they were split down the middle between being a Ben Stiller fan and a Vince Vaughn fan.
Oops, I grabbed one and didn't watch.
We don't want one of those.
So we're gonna keep it and didn't watch. All right,
Good idea.
Rugrats. This is a big one. Big vote here, Rugrats.
Yeah, it's bad. No, just kidding.
So
Yeah, really.
bad.
I was gonna put it in James Corden.
ESPN 8, the Ocho.
The Ocho.
That's a bold
wait,
move.
hold
Bold move, Cotton.
See if it works out for him.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I'm glad I saved that one. It paid off for me. All right,
Fucking
guys,
Jason
Rugrats. Rugrats is great, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean great on the tier list. I mean maybe above great.
I've watched I'm pretty sure I've watched almost every episode of this show.
I've watched every episode. I've watched every movie. I think I've played most of the games. I love Rugrats.
Yeah.
And
I even
Rugrat-
watched I even was a fan of All Grown Up.
Oh god,
Yeah, I don't know about
no,
that.
not me.
I was a fan of it. I remember I think I only watched like 10 episodes of it, but I remember enjoying it. But think how long did Rugrats run? These kids were babies for how long?
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah,
Well-
and Rugrats had the distinct feature of having one of the very few colored VHS tapes. If you remember,
Season-
Rugrats in
Oh,
Paris
yeah.
had the orange VHS,
Yeah, hell yeah.
like Harriet the Spy.
Rugrats had 10 seasons.
Damn.
10 mother effing seasons.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if each season was just a month of their life, that's not even a year.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, look at the Simpsons with that. Fuck off. Look at the Simpsons with that logic.
Yeah.
Oh
30
no,
years,
I
30+
hate the
years.
same thing about The Simpsons, about
Oh,
Bob's
okay.
Burgers, about
Family Guy.
Family Guy, all of this. Like you've been going on for this fucking long. How have they not grown up?
But they don't
Like,
establish in the show the time
oh,
that's passed.
no, in some of those shows that do, like in Bob's Burgers, they constantly have a Halloween every single year. But I'm like, they're still in 8th grade. How are they in 8th grade for 10 fucking or 13 years now?
That doesn't work. So Tim says, so Rugrats is an all-time classic, but ... I honestly don't think I'd go back and rewatch it. I'd probably put it at great, but not at the top. Tim, I'm going to give you some points here. For some of these shows on the list that we'll talk about, there are some that I would much rather go rewatch as an adult than Rugrats.
Oh no, I'm the same way. Certain
a child, I would say Rugrats is at least goated in these categories. As an adult, you have to weigh it. That might hamper it a tiny bit. Right now, I'm honestly between great and goated. I don't think Rugrats is a SpongeBob level, even though I loved it back in the day.
Certain things like Rugrats is that as a kid, it's extremely appealing to you because one, they're babies.
That's who they're marketing for.
And when you're an adult, like unless you're like crying about the realist joke that Stu says about being awake at 3 a.m, fucking making cake or whatever, and you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing in my life. Like that's you don't get. There's not really a lot of adult joke. There actually is a lot of adult jokes in the show, but like there's not.
Yeah,
it's definitely more geared towards children, and I agree. I don't think I'd go back and rewatch it to just rewatch it.
And one of the biggest laughs in my life was talking about this show. I was talking with a few friends, and we were a little tipsy, and we just got to talking about nostalgia, and I accidentally called the doctor Dr. Shitlips.
Oh God.
We all were just like laughing for a half hour. I'm like, oh, is it Dr. Shitlips? Dr. Lipschutz.
Yeah.
And I remember that. Yeah.
Dr. Shitlips. Yeah, the dark theory that Stu's been in the basement all this time because his baby passed away. There's some dark theories to the show. But absolutely
that one's true though.
That one's true. But absolutely love Stu as a character. That dude's wild. He's unhinged. But yeah, I don't think I would revisit. And listen, guys, we have to have some type of judging criteria here. If we're judging these based on like when we watched them as kids, these would all be up at like goated and great. So we have to have some kind of criteria, and we're judging it with partially looking back on it as an adult. How much would we go back and watch this?
Yeah.
Rugrats, loved as a kid, and it deserves its respect. It's still a great show for future generations of kids should watch the show. Definitely better than Powerpuff Girls. Are you guys willing to? Would you rather watch Rugrats or Dexter's Lab?
I'd rather watch Dexter's Lab.
I personally, that's hard. I could go back and forth between those two shows, so really, I don't have an opinion.
We'll keep it there for now and see how we feel at the end. Okay, guys, boom. Let's start doing a couple speed rounds here, even though Teen Titans is a hard one because it's a good show.
I mean, this show is extremely like that. Fucking Teen Titans Go is hot garbage.
We don't talk about that,
and it's just how Cartoon Network thought that they could go from this Teen Titans to that is fucking beyond me because this Teen Titans is amazing.
Yes, it was.
It's like every. I don't understand how every Teen Titans project they've done since this show has been like a failure.
Well, and then the movie that they made, which was they were making fun of themselves. They even kind of like did a little teaser that they were going to go back to the original, only to not do it.
This is a property that definitely needs to be like remade for like a 2023, 2024 audience. Oh, 2024. What the hell am I talking about?
I believe they are trying to get a reboot of that show going.
Yeah.
If I remember right, they are trying to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, Teen Titans was great. To me, some people would say it's even better than these other shows, but it's hampered a little bit by the fact that I was coming off the 90s high of the Batman animated series, Spider-Man, X-Men.
Yeah.
To me, those are some of the best shows ever. So Teen Titans takes a little bit of a hit.
I also believe Teen Titans was only like 2 seasons long.
Yeah.
I don't think it was very long.
The original Teen Titans was 6 seasons.
Oh.
6 seasons.
Yeah. It didn't seem that long.
But I would still be willing to put Teen Titans pretty high.
And once again, Tara Strong was Raven, so
hell yeah.
Like she's very she's in almost every cartoon we're going to talk about. She's probably in them.
Are we okay with Teen Titans at the top of great?
That's where I'd have it because
yeah,
I go back. I
absolutely.
still go back and watch.
Do we want to put it goated? Top of great.
I don't know because we have a lot of other actiony adventure shows that are going to be.
Let's put it right there now. Yeah, because it is going to be very top heavy. Okay, next, boom. Oh Jesus, guys, we have we have an entire episode about this, and we don't have much time. Batman animated series is one of the greatest, probably just shows in general of all time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, iconic performances. One of the best Jokers, if not a lot of people's favorite Joker iteration.
Oh, to me, he is the best, and I wish he would have gotten a chance to actually portray him in live action.
Corey, you want to give us a quick Joker? I know it's high pressure. I asked you in the moment. I know.
Put him on the spot.
Hello, Bats. How are you feeling today?
That's good. See, now that's the good Joker I need from you, not the British shit.
Oh, I can do British Joker as well.
Tim says Teen Titans Go is trash.
Bloody hell, Batman.
The original Teen Titans is excellent. Raven. Oh, yeah, Raven was badass. Raven was a major crush when I was a teen. When you were a teen. Batman animated series needs to be goated. Mark Hamill's the best Joker live or animated, and I will fight anyone on that. You know who you can't fight on that? You know you can't fight on that? Heath Ledger. Because he can't fight you back.
Sure, he's dead.
He's dead.
You also
that just means you'll win.
Kevin Conroy about it either.
Yeah. But guys, listen. If you like
more sad.
Guys, if you like our dumb antics, if you listen to podcasts, go back and check out our Batman animated series because we did a deep dive on some of our favorite episodes and we talked so much about this show. And I would love to do it again, but we are on a time crunch. But Batman animated series, for everything it did, I think it has to either be here or here.
I don't know. I think it's SpongeBob.
I think it is too.
SpongeBob. I still go back and watch it.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of the best pieces of television you could watch as an adult, even.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, based on our scale of rewatchability, Batman animated series, greatness of adult.
Just go ahead and hit these action cartoons.
You're right. Let's get them out of the way. So we have Batman. So let's grab Spider-Man. Jesus, this is what do you do here? First of all, if we were doing a tier list of just like theme songs in the 90s, every one of these animated shows would be SpongeBob.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a different episode altogether.
And SpongeBob would probably be lower, actually.
What? Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
I love SpongeBob. Hey, I love the SpongeBob theme, but it is not as good as fucking Kevin Mark dynamic is so good too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, Jesus, what do we do with all these? Like Spider-Man, it's got to be SpongeBob, right? But it's not. I don't think it's quite Batman.
See, to me personally, I like Spider-Man more, but I'm a Marvel guy, so
yeah. See, these are my two favorite heroes right here. So that makes it even more hard.
Spider-Man's great. The cartoon introduced us to all of his.
Okay, great. So, Mike, you want it here?
No, I'm gonna say goated.
Yeah, for sure.
I think with how it introduced us to his rogues gallery and how amazing those characters are. There's some of them they couldn't do the way they wanted, unfortunately, like Craven. But because they were trying to keep it a kids cartoon.
Yeah.
Imagine if you make a Craven MCU movie where Aaron Taylor Johnson is Craven. That sounds exciting.
They might do that.
I didn't mean Craven. I meant to say Morbius. Morbius.
Oh God! Imagine if they made Morbius with the lead singer from 30 Seconds to Mars.
I don't want to imagine that. I don't.
Spider-Man was great. The show is actually what got me into Spidey. Tim totally agreed. People know I'm not a comic person, so quite honestly, the reason that Batman and Spider-Man are my two favorite heroes of all time is because of these animated shows.
Yeah, I mean,
and Batman and Robin.
In the early 90s, comic books weren't what they are today.
Like how you guys just blew past that.
People didn't see comics the way we see them now, and now.
Oh God, did you see the Captain America in the 90s? It was terrible.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it's awesome to be a comic book fan now, but back then it wasn't. So when you brought something like Spider-Man, you brought something like Spider-Man and Batman and the X-Men onto these cartoons. They found a way to make it awesome for kids to really love and be into.
Those
And
times
despite-
are what us nerds call the worst of times.
But we got some really awesome animated cartoons
We
because
did.
of it. So
And the Spider-Man
Um,
cartoon is also the reason that Venom is like maybe my favorite character in the Marvel.
yeah.
Oh, it made me love Venom a lot.
Mhm.
So
Almost as much as the Spider-Man PlayStation 1 game where he's goofy as hell.
Yeah.
yeah, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is definitely great for me, or not great, goated.
I'll goated, not
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
I wouldn't put it in SpongeBob, but I would definitely say goated. I think personally, the Batman animated series
Stands alone
was
as far as
with,
these
like
go.
the voice casting and like the stories and stuff. I've always been a bigger fan of the darker storylines, though. So that's me personally, and that's why I lean
right,
more
Corey,
towards DC than.
Corey, I know you're going SpongeBob, right?
Oh, of course.
I mean, we're gonna have a lot of stuff in SpongeBob, but we're talking about things we love, so that's why I'm putting a SpongeBob. So votes take 2-1. It's going SpongeBob. Yeah, Spider-Man is right up there with Batman. I like Batman more, but it's neck and neck.
Yeah, I'm okay with you keeping it below Batman because I know that you two like that
Yeah.
more. But personally, Spider-Man's maybe my second favorite thing on this whole list.
Nice. Okay, so let's continue with that theme and grab. Where'd they go?
Oh, I thought you had X-Men on there.
Oh, there they are.
Oh yeah, there they are.
Okay, we're gonna put that at James Corey.
I will
All right,
say,
guys,
I will admit this particular one I didn't see a lot of compared to the other
Oh,
two.
really?
So you guys are gonna have to talk about this one.
The reboot of this, or not reboot, but the resuming of this is happening soon. They're doing X-Men 97, and it's happening very soon.
I do know the
really?
theme was badass.
Yes. A lot of the same voice actors came back for their characters too.
Tim says I still watch Batman animated series. I haven't watched Spider-Man in years, so fair.
Tim, I don't care about your opinion.
That's just like
No,
your
That's
opinion.
just like your opinion, man.
So Corey, X-Men, what do you think compared to Spider-Man would be your favorite? How would you rank these three? Would X-Men be 3?
Of the three, yeah, X-Men
Yeah.
would be third, but
I kind of agree, and that's no detriment to X-Men. It's just how
No.
great these 3 shows are.
it made me re-fall in love with the show when I went and saw Doctor Strange 2 and Professor rolls in and it starts playing that theme.
Oh yeah.
I went
Yep.
back and started watching X-Men 97 again on Disney Plus, and I re-fell in love with it.
Tim says I vaguely remember that version of X-Men, but I remember more of X-Men Evolution.
That's a
Yeah,
good
man,
show, too.
X-Men in the 90s, another banger theme song. Gambit was really cool in that show.
Yeah.
This animated show is the reason I want to see Gambit so bad on the big screen. And
I
it
do remember
never
being
fucking
a
happens.
I do remember being a huge fan of Gambit.
Yeah.
A lot of things people don't remember about Rogue is she was like a Southern belle. Hey, darling.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 She's like from Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gambit and Cyclops were just. I mean, Wolverine
Yeah.
obviously is always a badass, but Gambit and Cyclops were both done really well in the show. Made me
And
fall
they-
in love with the characters.
They did collaborations a lot with Spider-Man. There were like 5 or 6 episodes where Spider-Man came into it, or the
Yeah.
X-Men went into his show. It was really cool.
Yeah, and then some of
I
the
kn-
episodes with like Colossus were like
And-
awesome episodes.
Just Punisher would show up out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
they did all kinds of stuff like that.
I know that they had Deadpool on some of the episodes, right? I never
Yeah.
saw those, but I didn't know who Deadpool was until Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 2. So
I think we're all going to agree that X-Men didn't quite hit these 2 for us. But if you're a fan of X-Men in general, go back. This show absolutely holds up. And like Corey said, they're going to be continuing it soon. So, get caught up. So when it comes out.
yeah,
But the show is badass.
Oh hell yeah.
But I wouldn't, Corey, are we SpongeBobbing it or are we top of goating it right now?
Top of Goat's fine
I think so too.
because the other 2 belong up there probably more.
And then the last one in that same kind of vein, Ninja Turtles, baby. 90s
Turtle
Ninja
Power?
Turtles. Man, this is another. So much of my love for IPs and characters come from the 90s, and
Yeah.
this list is really showing it because this is how I fell in love with the Ninja Turtles. Like along with the movie, of course, the first movie and
This is
Secret of the Ooze.
This is what got me obsessed with them.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's like if you were a kid in the early '90s, or even like if you were born in the early '90s, you know the Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Yeah.
Like there's just no way. Like if you don't, I don't understand don't know where you were.
Heroes
I
in a
remember.
Half Shell.
You remember all
Turtle
the
Power.
remember all the toys that were made because of the cartoon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the toys I never got.
I was gonna say
that's a sore
as soon-
subject for Corey.
As soon as Mike brought up the toys, I'm like, oh no. Corey's about to fall apart on live stream.
Ugh.
Where we got
So
Kang and no, not the Kang that everybody tries to talk about for the Marvel right now.
Yeah, it's Krang, first of all.
Oh,
Krang.
no, it's Kang.
Oh, okay. The R is silent.
Yeah.
Tim says, to be honest, TMNT was my brother Harley's favorite thing, and I like it, but it was never my favorite. Yeah, I mean, I loved the show. I don't like the the problem, I don't like the Ninja Turtles Rogue Gallery of Villains as much as the other shows. Shredder is a badass. He's a one of one.
Yeah. And
But
Cowboy,
beyond Shredder, you know, Krang and Bebop and Rocksteady, like I like
Thank you.
them. Is that what you're trying to?
I was gonna say Cowboy and Bebop, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's an
Cowboy
anime.
and Bebop.
That's
All right,
a different
guys. So
thing altogether.
what we're learning
That is
is
a different
Mike
thing
has never
altogether.
watched anything Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. He knows nothing about it.
Yeah, Bebop and Rocksteady. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. And then
I've never been as compelled by the Ninja Turtles Rogues Gallery of Villains. So that's what
Yeah.
holds it. I love the Turtles. I love their different personalities. I love how they're goofy and not serious. And you have, you know,
I mean,
the stereotypes that they've lived up to now. Leo's the leader. He's a little more serious. Mikey's the party dude. They lived up to all that in the show. Splinter was great. The Turtles were great. Shredder was badass as a kid. It's just the Rogues Gallery that would take this a step down from like the Batmans, the Spider-Mans.
I mean, their biggest villain was a group of people called the Foot.
The
So
How dare you?
I'm just saying.
Their biggest villain was anchovies on pizza.
That's Well, I mean, that's a true villain right there.
All right, guys. So what do you think? Ninja Turtles, where would you put it?
Me personally, I'd put them under great.
Oh, I hate you for that.
I know. I just
Corey, I'm fine with it. Like probably here. What do you think?
I'd be okay with at the bottom of goated.
Ninja Turtles is my absolute obsession, and I would have it above Animaniacs, but I'll let you two choose that because Turtles to me would even be above X-Men, but I know you two aren't going to put it above that. So.
I would put it above X-Men.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give it the push too then. Yeah,
Okay.
because I was just putting it a little bit lower because of Mike, but if Mike's willing to compromise,
No, that's where I would have it.
Corey would have it like up here.
I like Turtles more than X-Men.
And like Adrian said, if the Rogues Gallery of Villains for the Turtles was better, it'd be above Batman for me because they are my obsession. The Turtles are literally my obsession. I've obsessed about them since I was a kid.
Their Rogues Gallery is just a little meh.
Yeah. They have weak villains. That's all.
Tim with the quote of the stream. Wise men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Pizza dude's got 30 minutes.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. That's it. Pizza dude's got 30 seconds.
All right, guys, let's do a bit of a speed run here. I know you guys are on a bit of a time crunch. Let's just grab like a Wild Thornberries. Wild Thornberries I thought was fine. Nothing about the show really blew me away. Nigel was hilarious.
Yeah, I watched it a lot, but I mean, at the end of the day, for me, it was kind of meh.
Yeah. Eliza wasn't really like a character that I like. This main character to me wasn't like one of the ones that stick out.
I didn't even remember her name.
Yeah,
I remember Nigel, and I remember her brother being like fucking just
Donnie.
Like Donnie, yeah.
There it is.
Smashing.
Yeah,
Nigel was awesome.
And remember, Eliza's best friend was like a talking monkey.
Yeah,
that's right. What the hell was that monkey's name? Was it Darwin?
Chad.
He was very smart.
I think it was Darwin.
But yeah, Wild Thornberries is kind of meh, all things considered. Yeah, guys, let's speed run a few. I mean, not that I don't remember enough about Wild Thornberries, but nothing really stuck out to me.
Put it above Billy and Mandy, though.
Oh, you think?
For me, yeah.
Okay, top of meh.
Top of meh.
That's where I have it.
I don't think any of these are going to be bad for me.
All right, let's just grab. Right now for the speed run. I'm grabbing a couple shows I'm less familiar with, so you guys can just like Kim Possible. Do you guys, either one of you, watched enough of it? You want to talk about it?
I would put, because I've actually watched a lot of it. I would put it under the good category. It had a lot of funny moments. Like I mentioned to Adrian before we started actually doing the live. I only ever even watched it because Will Friedle, who's Eric in Boy Meets World, was in it. He voices Ron Stoppable. So
Unstoppable.
that was my motivation to watch the show, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. To me, if I had to give it any type of like comparison, it's like a poor man's Danny Phantom.
Oh, okay.
Because I love Danny Phantom way more than I love Kim Possible.
I can do the random quotes for most of these, or just let y'all talk.
You're like, what's the situation? Yep. Yep. And if you're familiar with Even Stevens, Christy Carlson Romano is the voice of Kim Possible, which played Ren Stevens in Shia LaBeouf's older sister.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Kim Possible. Mike, we'll go with you there because Corey and I don't really have enough to say about it.
Yeah, I have
But
no
Mike,
idea.
since you brought it up, a poor man's Danny Phantom. So I assume you're
Right.
going to have Danny Phantom higher than Kim Possible.
Oh yeah, I think Danny Phantom's great. I love Danny Phantom. I love the art. So like the people
Yes.
who did Danny Phantom are the same people who did Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, and there's kind of a theory there
Yeah,
that
oh,
like
yeah.
he's a grown-up Timmy Turner.
Yeah, I love the little fan theory there.
Yep.
But I like I said, I love the art. I love the story, the way that the stories are done. Danny Phantom is more serious than Fairly Odd Parents, obviously, because it was like more of an actual action show.
Yes.
Because it's literally about like it's weird that their last name's Phantom, and they're literally ghost hunters. And
Oh, really?
the whole thing is Danny gets kind of like mixed with a ghost, so he gets these ghost powers.
A ghost.
So he's like half human, half ghost.
Oh, a ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. Joey would love him.
The concept sounds cool. Like I don't know why Danny Phantom passed me by. That is probably a show I would so be into if I would have watched it.
The whole premise is that they're literally like these ghosts have escaped the Phantom realm. They can't call it the Phantom Zone because then they'd get sued by DC.
Yeah.
So they escape the Phantom realm. So the whole idea is they have to try to find all these ghosts and get them back.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
it's
I remember
pretty
the
cool.
show. I just don't remember a lot about it. I do
I don't
remember
either.
enjoying it, though.
I'd put it in the great category. I would put it
We're going with Mike here. Where do you want to put it, buddy?
me, I enjoyed it more than Rugrats and Powerpuff Girls, but I wouldn't put it above Dexter's or Teen Titans.
Okay, cool. So you're good right there? Middle of
Yep.
great? All right, guys, let's grab one. I'm done covering my eyes. I don't want to screw anything up. Scooby-Doo, guys.
Oh, speaking of ghosts.
Hey, yeah, speaking of ghosts, hey, that kind of fits the theme.
It was a comfort show for me. Good is as high as I'd put that.
Yeah. I really like Scooby-Doo, Scooby and Shaggy. As I've gotten older, are my spirit animals when I realized they're just giant stoners that see things.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're supposed to know because if you've ever smoked, you don't see things when you smoke weed. So
No.
I don't know what they were fucking with.
Maybe
but
the weed in the 70s.
Clearly, they're clearly eating some LSD or something in them Scooby snacks.
Yeah, Tim, we kind of cheated here. We talked about it at the beginning. This is like the original Scooby, but it kind of had a resurgence in the 90s. So it's not really a 90s cartoon. So it's just like, it just kind of had a comeback, and we all watched a bit of it in the 90s, and it was already on the pre-made list. So it stayed on. But I agree. Scooby's solid. I love Scooby and Shaggy. You know, kind of under the mask, it was kind of the same thing week in, week out. But I like the hijinks. Is it a show that blows me away? No. I like that they did a lot of collaborations with other cartoons. That was always cool.
Yeah, no, those were always pretty awesome.
They still do those every year.
Yeah,
they do. And I always kind of like the soundtrack of Scooby-Doo, like the whole, because it always had like that 60s, 70s kind of hippie vibe.
Oh yeah.
And they even did like a crossover episode with Supernatural, for crying out loud.
Yeah. In their last season.
Yeah, so I like Scooby-Doo. I wouldn't like write home about it, but I like it a lot. Corey, would you say is the highest you would go?
Good.
Good.
As high as I go with it.
For me, I'm okay with it being good, but I would put it above Sailor Moon. But that's my opinion. But
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Tim, we're talking about the original Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, the OG. Okay, Johnny Bravo, baby. Okay, talk about
so stupid.
talk about a show that has aged very poorly.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo and Pepe Le Pew are somewhere on an island right now being total perverts and creeps. Tim says, if we're going on just where are you, Scooby-Doo, I'd put that pretty high up. I love Scooby and still do. The newer ones, not as much. Yeah, kind of a mix of those two, Tim.
Yep.
I'm kind of torn in between. So Johnny Bravo, it is a show, I don't know, at most I got a few laughs from as a kid. As an adult, like I said, aged very poorly. This probably is aged worse than any of these shows.
If you watch it now, it's very cringy.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, ooh, did he really just say that?
Yeah. How about you and me? I'll go back to my place, mama.
It's hard to go back and look at that one, but just remembering it fondly, I keep it there. I've never gone back and watch it.
If it weren't for the Elvis voice, half the shit he would have said probably would have sounded more creepy.
Yeah.
and just growing up and realizing what a douche he must be. Like he he's a gym bro. He always has his hair product. Like you would hate that guy in real life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'd want to punch him in the face every day.
Lives with his mom.
No, I would leave it.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Honestly, I'd leave it right where it's at.
Where is it? Where'd I put it? Good. I definitely like it more than the Wild Thornberries. I know at this point people are probably killing us for how low we have Billy and Mandy. I just don't remember enough about it, guys. I have no opinion on it.
I'm good with where everything
Johnny
is.
Bravo's is Johnny Bravo? Does it go down to a meh?
I mean, it's almost bad.
Yeah, it's almost bad
at this point, but I wouldn't put it bad. Meh is fine.
I neither love it nor hate it. So.
Yeah, just because of how problematic it is, it's kind of gone almost to bad.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, I grabbed Courage.
Ooh,
all right, guys, Courage.
Way higher.
yeah, that's just a placeholder. Courage the Cowardly Dog, boys. This show, if I had a tier for like childhood ruined in a creepy sense, not like I don't like the show anymore. I mean, in the sense that this show was pretty unsettling for a kid show.
Yeah.
Which is why it works so damn well for me.
It was actually really creepy. They did like this show borderline was almost just a horror cartoon.
Yeah, right. Tim says, "Oh, Ma, Johnny Bravo is here to save your number." But yeah, not one of my favorites. It was kind of funny though. It's definitely funny. The Harvest Moon episode of Courage. Oh, the Harvest Moon episode.
Yeah, see, that was the one of the ones I was going to actually specifically bring up. Is Courage did a good job of riding the line between animation and that new computer animation they could do, where they would do some 3D stuff in the background. That one character in the field was very like 3D and creepy.
Like he did not belong in that animation style.
Yeah, he was definitely in the wrong universe or something.
Felt Spider-Verse in the wrong animation. Yeah, there's just so many. When I think about Courage, so many great episodes stick with me. And I can't say that for all these cartoons.
Right.
But no. Courage had so many, like, I don't know if you call them villains or antagonists, whatever you want to call them, but so many that just gave me the heebies. You had like the dentist that was naughty.
Oh yeah. Salad fingers dentist, that's what I call him.
Salad fingers dentist. You had the alien ducks with the red eyes that always came down to visit. You had the guy in the field like you talked about, Corey.
Oh,
Courage, you know I can't hear you without my glasses.
Yeah. There's a lady that comes through to get food all the time that looks just like the grandma. It's so weird.
Really? She looks like Muriel?
Yeah. We all we all grew up to be that old man. What the heck was his name?
Eustace.
Dog.
Eustace and Muriel.
Yeah.
Boogie, 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 boogie. But I think this is definitely a show I still go back and rewatch because it has a darker edge to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like I'm watching the fucking Rugrats. It feels like I'm like, should I be watching that? Like, should I be letting my kid watch this? It's borderline.
Yeah.
And then there's the ever popular stupid dog making me look bad. Booga, booga,
booga. Yeah, I don't know how they honestly got around.
Courage.
All right, but I'll tell you where I would have that.
Yeah, Courage is awesome. What do you guys
4
think?
seasons.
Though? I personally have Courage right below Teen Titans.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, if you guys are good with that, it's good. I would probably Courage I'd probably have like up here. Or
I'm also fine with that. I love that show a lot. And us being the horror fans we are, that tapped into another.
I'll be honest. Teen Titans didn't grab me as much as all the other superhero shows. For that reason, I would put it here. Maybe even here. But are you guys okay with right there?
Yeah,
I'm good with right there.
Okay. Just a personal record. I would have Courage bottom of Goated. Okay. Boom. Doug.
God, we have so many left.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, guys, we're gonna fly. We are literally on
How
a time
about we don't
crunch here.
even do them all? We don't have to do all of those shows.
Oh yeah,
No.
wait. Let me see how many we would have. If I put Doug back here, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Yeah, it's
14,
way too
15,
many.
16, 17. Up here, we've done 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You know what? We've done 19. We have
Why don't we-
17 left. We
Let's
can
call
make this
this
a two-parter.
two-parter.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could do that. Yeah.
How about
Why
we
don't we do
leave
that?
y'all hanging on a cliffhanger?
I like that a lot.
So let me
Because we
zoom
haven't
in,
even
guys.
talked about my favorite yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of these shows at the bottom we're going to spend more time on.
Yeah.
So guys, let's leave you right here. You know what? We're going to preemptively call this a two-parter. Unfortunately, Corey and Mike are on a bit of a time crunch today, and this live stream was kind of a last-minute thing. So let me read out another comment real quick. Corey, I started doing the theme song at the same time. And Tim, thank you for
Great minds, Tim. Great minds.
Tim has come along to really help us with a lot of quotes on this episode. So thank you so much, Tim.
He's like our unofficial fourth member.
Yeah,
Like when you have guys behind the scenes, like doing like editing and shit. Tim's
he's our
pretty
guy
much
in the
that.
chair.
He's our guy in the chair.
Yeah. He's
Ned.
he's ganky.
Yeah.
Ew, no, Ned. Let's go.
Why'd
with
you
Ned.
have to use that gang? I hate Yankee. All right, guys, we're going to split this off. We're going to call this a two-parter. Here is the official list right now. We have 19 entries on here right there. And I will scroll down so you guys can see what we have left to talk about right down here. So we have some bangers on here. Hey Arnold, Pokemon, SpongeBob, of course, Cat Dog, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Cow and Chicken. And if we're feeling froggy, we might even add 1 or 2 on this before we do our next recording to make it more like even with the first one.
Because some of these down here I want to say too much about for we don't have time.
Yeah.
For like 10 minutes.
There's actually just about almost everything that's left. I have so much to say. and
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
just no way we're going to be able to do that in the next 5-10 minutes.
All right, guys. So right here it is. We'll leave you right here for now. Let me scroll up a little bit, do the zoom out so you can see all of them. Boom. That is our unofficial list for right now of 90s, 2000s cartoons ranked. So let me read one more comment out here.
Oh, Oracle. That's
Oracle.
Nice.
All right, guys. So let me go back. Boom. All right. Well, thank you for
it's
joining.
us.
Oh, God. Wait. Oh, God. Wait, where's the one we hate?
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh, that looks terrible. Wait, we have to go. Actually, if we're centered, I guess this one doesn't look that bad, actually. Oh, no. There we go.
Yeah, we don't want just your face.
Yeah, right. That's awful. All right, guys. So that is the end of our official, unofficial first half, part 1 of our cartoon live stream ranked here. Let us know in the comments of this live stream what you think. What did we get really wrong here? I'm curious to see people's thoughts on Billy and Mandy
Nothing.
for sure.
Yeah, that one's got a lot of love.
I think that one's going to be a big point of contention. But other than that, guys, I'm not going to do all the plugs. You know where to find us. Corey can do the socials if he wants, but I have my own YouTube channel, Baker Reviews. Check that out for movie reviews.
Baker
rankings.
Reviews.
Thank you, Mike. Check out our YouTube page, which if you're checking this live stream out, you're on. Every Wednesday and Saturday, we upload an episode of our backlog. I think we're up to episode like 110 right now. So check that out every Saturday and Wednesday. Grab a friend, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you leave some comments in here so we can talk to you after the live stream. And then, of course, we have a Patreon. I said I'm not doing plugs. Patreon.com. I'm doing all the plugs. Patreon.com/Culture Shock Podcast. If you're on the internet, you know what Patreon is. For as little as $1 to $5, get on the ground floor. Help us with new formats that we are super excited for in 2024. And you can see all the benefits, like helping us vote on a monthly episode of our podcast, which that'll be coming very, very soon. I think we'll probably be recording that next week.
And I think we might already have a winner on that. I
I
won't
think we do.
announce it yet,
Excited.
but I'm pretty sure we have a winner on that already.
Yeah. And other than that, Corey, do you want to do the socials real quick?
Yeah, sure. On Facebook, it's Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, it's Culture Shock 21. On TikTok, it's CS Podcast 21. And on Twitter, X, it's also CS Podcast 21. Come and follow us on all the socials
Do
for
it.
all our exciting news and all my random postings.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. That'll do it for part 1. Like I said, this was kind of a last-minute impromptu thing, so we're not exactly sure when part 2 will be coming, but it will be coming.
It'll probably be you'll probably have a little more time to prepare for the second one.
Yeah. I'll actually have I'll be able to put clips and stuff that we can play as we go.
Oh, I meant they'll have more time to be here.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. We'll actually schedule this appropriately.
Yeah.
But anyone that did show up throughout the live stream, I think at one point we had like 4 or 5. So whoever was able to show up with such short notice, thank you guys so much for even dipping in for a minute. It means a lot to us.
Oh, yeah.
And other than that, guys, check us out, our podcast weekly, and we will see you on the next live stream.
Goodbye, everybody.